Hope you're having a great day. So, a couple of more things that Hillel says, and then we're going to move on to Shammai. So, there's a very famous song that most Jews know. Imein ani li mili, uchshani la'atzmi mo'ani, v'im lo achshav emasai. Sorry, I didn't sing it with more enthusiasm. If you'd like, maybe I'll do that on a different video. Imein ani li mili. If I'm not for me, who is for me? Uchshani la'atzmi mo'ani. And if I am for me, then what am I? V'im lo achshav emasai. And if not, now when? Now, let's think about this. Yesterday, we were just focusing on one of the points was that a person should not be working on his ego and his arrogance and his greatness, but he has to work on his humility. And he has to work on his wisdom to go up and on his self-ego to go down. And here, the very next lesson, we get taught that if I'm not for me, who will be for me? And if I'm for me, then what am I? And if not now, when? What's going on here is kind of like mixed messages. Am I supposed to be working on myself to be humble? Or am I supposed to be building myself up that I'm somebody? So there's many opinions on this, and they're all correct. This is not one of those situations where there's a different opinion and, we hold this way or that way. We hold by all of them. And I'm going to sum it up a little bit from my perspective. Basically, it's like this. If I'm not for myself, who will be? Meaning, not if I'm not for myself, if I don't make sure that I get to the front of the line, that I don't get messed over, that I look out for myself. No. Again, in theme with the previous lesson, if I don't work on myself, who's going to work on me? I have to put in the work. I have to do. Like, for example, sometimes a person will tell somebody else to do something kind on their behalf, and they think, oh, look at me, I'm sending him to do something good. Okay, great, maybe in some situations. Usually, do it yourself. Do it, whatever it is. If it's something that's helpful, a good, kind act in the world, if you're not for yourself, who will be for you? Maybe you accomplished the task, but do it. Do it, whatever it is, do it yourself. Next part, if I am for me, then what am I? That goes back to the other part. Arrogance. If it's about me when I'm doing an action, then what am I? Again, we'd be lucky to be considered as a part of God's existence. At the end, there is nothing but God. And if we don't do it now, when will we do it? When a person is wrapped up in these kind of thoughts, I'm a somebody, I'm a nobody, I have to help the world, not help the world, sometimes we get caught in what's called putting too much effort in the thought, so you take away energy from the action. Do it, because once you start thinking about all these things, best example is a business. Most people who don't go into business or don't follow their passion, the real reason is because they spend too much time talking about it. You have a certain amount of energy that can go into a project, and you can either waste it, let it out with all this air and oxygen and talk, or you can hold it in, have that power, and build something with it. Same thing. If you're gonna do something, do it. Give it some thought, be thought out, don't do things, haphazard, but part of your thinking process should already be leading in to your active process. So when we look at it from this perspective, all of a sudden, yesterday's lesson and today's lesson goes together. We need to be humble and we need to do action. Same thing. Again, Imein ani li mili. If I am not for myself, who will be? I got to work on me and I got to do actions to build myself as a person. Uchshani la'atzmi mo'ani. And if I'm all about myself, what am I? It's not about you. Every second, I'm breathing while I'm talking to this camera. It's a gift. Everything's a gift. We owe. We're always in deficit of what we owe to God. V'im lo achshav emasai. And if you don't do it now, it's not going to happen. So let's get it done. Thanks again, and I will see you guys